Set boundaries and stick to your boundaries. No one's gonna respect your boundaries if you don't respect your boundaries.
Your eyes tell me that you don't wanna leave just yet. No, my eyes agree. It's almost like when we first...
Okay, good morning, guys. So I just woke up, brushed my teeth, washed my face, and I decided to grab my camera because I just really thought about something that has been on my mind for a while subconsciously, and it just rose to my consciousness. So I literally wanted to grab my camera and share it with you guys because I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one who feels this way or that this happens to. So I am a healing people pleaser, and sometimes I think I don't acknowledge or process the moments of people pleasing that I experience. I feel like if you are a healing, reformed, whatever level of people pleaser that you are, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And these things just happen subconsciously, and we don't even notice when they're happening until they bother the hell out of us, or until something extreme happens to be like, why did I even put this person's needs before my own? We all have those people that we want to be there for, and we want to protect them. We want to run to their rescue whenever they call. But who's coming to your rescue? Who's rescuing you? Who's caring for you? And this has always been a huge topic of conversation for me because I feel like all my life I've been trying to please other people, doing things to please other people, and a lot of that stems from my own childhood traumas and abandonment and wanting to feel needed and wanted. And people pleasing is a form of fulfilling that whole, right? I have been working on myself personally. I have been trying things that help my own healing, reading books, and just listening in on other people's journeys, meditating, taking time for myself, really listening to my body, my spirit, and my soul, especially learning from different types of books like The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle and A New Earth by Eckhart Tolle. Those are literally my two favorite books. But anyway, I was on the phone this morning. Quick backstory. My phone is on Do Not Disturb during several periods throughout the day. And a lot of people who are close to me know this. My phone's on Do Not Disturb from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m., then 12 p.m. to 3 p.m., and then at night from 10 p.m. until my alarm goes off at 6 a.m. So there are specific windows that I have where I'm allowing people access to me. And alternatively, I have time scheduled out to when I don't want to be bothered. And that's okay. And it's really not too much that I don't want to really be bothered, but it's more so the fact that I'm taking a moment to sit with myself, be with myself, be by myself, and care for myself. Granted, I have a job, so I can't really take 7 to 10 and 12 to 3 off and say no one talk to me. But by knowing that my attention already has to be somewhere else, I don't need my attention being pulled in so many different directions throughout the day when I already have something else that my attention needs to go to. So these are the times that I set aside for myself where I want to focus on Imani. The time for my morning routine, the time for me to gather my thoughts, to wake up, to really not be poisoned by, outer influences, social media, the news, and things like that. I really do value that time for myself, and I realize how much taking that time for myself affects my overall day. I think there should be a balance between productivity and rest, but I don't want to take away the underlying positives of productivity. So I need that moment in the morning to really come into myself, to really show up as my best self, journal, meditate, cook breakfast, have some time outside, do some yoga, read a book, just that's my me time. And I value my me time, but I can't expect other people to value my me time if I'm not going to set those boundaries to let them know, hey, this is my me time and I want you to respect my me time. So to really get into that, I have those people that are close to me that I add them to my favorites. So when my phone is on Do Not Disturb, if they do try to contact me, I am aware that they're trying to contact me. And the rational part of my brain makes logic of this in the sense of if they're in danger, if something happens, like if it's an emergency and they really need me, they need to be able to contact me. But in doing that, I'm now making this person's emergency my emergency. And as much as I love those people that are near and dear to my heart and so close to me and that also show up for me in my times of need, I think that's also a little underlying guilt to making myself available to these people that I know that they're there for me when I need it, so I also want to be there for them in return when they need it. But that shouldn't overshadow the importance of me wanting to take time for myself and putting myself first during these times. It's not fair to myself, and it's also not fair for me to expect them to be available at all times. There's so much beauty in self-soothing that like I've become a little more comfortable with it. I will not sit here and lie and say I don't have those moments where I'm like SOS, texting my friends, please help. But if they don't respond, I'm not going to take it personally. I'm not going to say, oh, this person doesn't care about me. They don't want to help me. They're not there for me. No, I need to respect whatever they have going on, or just the off chance that they didn't even see it. Like, that's a whole nother conversation. But as much as I realize that I need to give other people that respect, I need to set that precedent for people to be able to give me that respect as well. I need to give myself that respect, really. If we was back in the day when they was sending personal messengers and handwritten letters, like, come on, like we're way too accessible now these days, and society has survived many of years without the level of technology that we have and without the access to ourselves that we allow people. We'll be fine. We've been conditioned to think that like I need to be accessible all the time, or this person needs to be accessible to me all the time, and that's just not true. And then I kind of want to like bring it back to the people pleasing thing, what I opened this with. There's a level of people pleasing where I tell people who are close to me when they try to contact me during these times, hey, you know my phone's on do not disturb from X to Y time, right? And then like oftentimes, and I have people who are close to me who have done this to me, and I don't think that they're intentionally trying to like mind fuck me or manipulate me in any kind of way, but someone would jokingly be like, oh, like my call should be able to get through during these times. What if I need you? I'm important enough to be able to have access to you during these times, even though you specifically do not want to be accessed or bothered or disturbed during these times. And even though I know that they're joking, my unconditioned people-pleasing mind will take that for truth, fact, and command. My mind's like, you're absolutely right. Let me add you to my favorites. I don't want you to think that you're not important to me, that you cannot have access to me during these times. And that is just so backwards. Like, I really just came to that realization this morning. I was on FaceTime with someone at 9 a.m. and I was on the phone with one of those people, and then another one of those people had FaceTimed me like around 9:30 when I was still on FaceTime with this other person, and I didn't answer it because not only am I already in the middle of a conversation, these are my do not disturb hours. These are the opposite of office hours. And a little part of my mind subconsciously thought like, oh, I don't want this person to get mad that I didn't answer their phone call. These are my do not disturb hours. Why am I so concerned about how someone else is going to react to my do not disturb hours? A boundary that I set for myself and clearly communicated it. Like, no, I shouldn't feel bad for that. And that's literally something that like I need to work on for myself internally and recognize and enforce that boundary. Because as long as I allow people to cross that boundary, they're going to keep doing it. They're going to keep neglecting my boundary as long as I continue to neglect my boundary by allowing them to neglect my boundary. So that is just a very like quick thing that I wanted to talk about this morning. I have like these random like thoughts, and I journal very often, and a lot of the times things that I journal I just want to like say and share, because I know I'm not the only one who thinks these things and who experiences these situations. So I think I'm going to do that a little more, share my inner thoughts and just use my channel sometimes as a like, you know, video journal. I'm sure there are tons of us who share very similar journal entries. So that's just my little tidbit for the morning, little food for thought for the day. Set boundaries and stick to your boundaries. No one's going to respect your boundaries if you don't respect your boundaries. And that is my word of the day. So see you guys next time. I'll probably do this a little more often because it felt good. See you guys later. Bye.